With energy costs constantly increasing, how much does it cost to run a pond? Of course, every pond is a bit different, but in this video I'll show you how to work out how much a pond will cost to run. I have quite a few different sized ponds, so I'll include a few examples. G'day, my name is Kev. The aim of my channel is to help people build and maintain ponds without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, feel free to subscribe and check out my website ozponds.com. So obviously the energy costs are going to come from running of the electrical equipment inside the pond. Most commonly that'll be pumps and aerators. All electrical appliances should tell you exactly how many watts they will consume in an hour. On this pump right there on the box, it tells us that it will consume 105 watts. Now this pump is actually a variable speed pump, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. So the first thing I like to work out is how much the pump will cost me to run for a day. To do this, we just multiply the watts the pump consumes by 24 hours in the day. That gives us 2,520 watts for this pump. But we don't buy electricity by the watt, we buy it by the kilowatt. And there are 1,000 watts in a kilowatt. So we divide the 2,520 watts by 1,000 and we get 2.52 kilowatts. Now all we need to do is multiply the amount of kilowatts by the amount we pay per kilowatt. You can see I pay around 15 cents per kilowatt in off-peak times and 27 cents per kilowatt during peak times. I also have rooftop solar, but just for simplification purposes, let's say it costs me on average 20 cents per kilowatt. So if I multiply the 2.52 kilowatts the pump consumes in a day by the 20 cents I pay per kilowatt, I get just over 50 cents per day to run this pump. And then if I want to know how much it will cost for the year, I multiply the daily cost by 365 and bingo, now I know the pump costs me $183.96 per year to run 24/7. Now for some real world examples, this is my courtyard pond. The pond is 3 meters by 4 meters and 60 centimeters deep. It has one pump and one aerator. The pump consumes 45 watts and the aerator 20 watts, so it's using 65 watts every hour. So it costs just over 31 cents per day to run, and that works out to be $113.88 per year. This pond is a bit smaller, but it uses a high flow filter, so the pump is much bigger and therefore consumes more energy. This pump uses 165 watts every hour and costs just over 79 cents per day to run, or $289.08 a year. So you can see what a difference the energy consumption of the pump makes to your power bill. This pond is running a bog filter, so it requires a much slower flow than the pond with the high flow filter. I absolutely love bog filters for so many reasons, and saving on my energy bill is just one. I have lots of videos talking about bog filters, as well as videos showing how I build them. If you're interested, feel free to check them out. Sorry if I've already put you to sleep, but just before you go, I want to talk quickly about variable speed pumps and why they help save on energy bills. This is my newest pond. It has a long meandering stream with a bog filter in the middle. The stream is being powered by one of the pumps I used for the earlier example. However, the pump is dialed right back and only consuming 25 watts per hour. This means that the pump is costing around a quarter to run than the normal 105 watts it would cost if it was running at full speed. I can still turn the pump up if I want to make the stream, waterfall and rapids look more epic, but what's the point if you aren't looking at it? So for the most part, I just keep it dialed right down to this level, and I think it looks good and it saves a lot on energy. It's the same on my largest pond where I have 4 of these pumps. Again, they're all dialed down lower than the 105 watts of capacity. But I still have heaps of freedom to turn them up more or down more. I do really like these pumps, but the downside is they don't come with a long enough cord. So in all these ponds, I've had to extend the cord myself. They're a low volt DC pump, and in most areas you're allowed to do low voltage work yourself. The normal power supply is fed into a transformer, which converts the power to low volt DC. They really should make these pumps with longer cords and extensions available. I think they'd sell heaps more of them because they're a great pump at a very good price. I'll put a link to them in the description if anyone's interested. And I will just say that I wouldn't position them directly in the base of a pond. All mine are positioned inside intake bays, which pre-filters any large solid stuff that could potentially damage the pump. If you aren't sure what an intake bay is, well, of course I have videos on them, so feel free to check them out. And I also have a little chart on my website that has the approximate cost of running different size pumps at different energy costs. It's handy if you can't be bothered doing the maths and just want an idea of how much your pump will cost to run. I'll link that article in the description as well. Anyway, I'm sure everyone's eyes have glazed over by now. If you made it this far, well done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.